Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Facebook Live, the Twitter Live, whatever you are on. We appreciate you tuning in. We do have a very, very busy weekend ahead. We are going to see a wintry mess as we head through the next couple days. Unfortunately, it continues really through the weekend as we are going to see some snow for tomorrow during the morning hours, then a little bit of a snow and wintry mix for the afternoon. And then for the day Sunday, we'll see more of a wintry mix, could transition or likely transitions, I should say, to some rain later in the day down towards the coastline and in southern Maine. So lots to talk about. Let's get right into it. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you guys have questions, just let me know. Let's first talk about the winter weather advisories that is up for really most of our area. This includes Lewiston, Augusta, Freiburg, Jackman, anywhere, just about anywhere you are in western and southern Maine. We do have a winter weather advisory, Portland, as well as York County. You notice the winter storm warnings off to our west. Now, I do think there is a winter storm warning in spots that maybe we could see a little bit more in the way of some freezing rain in some areas, so off to the west. So we are going to see some freezing rain potentially even here in Maine, and I'll get into more details on that in just a second. But again, we certainly do have a mess as we head through the next couple days. Now, here's the satellite and radar, and you can see the snow's already falling in northern New York, northern Vermont, over towards parts of New Hampshire as well. We have plenty of snow off to the really west as we show this just very elongated system that goes all the way over to the North Dakota region, and really it continues from there as well. That is why we are looking at such a very long system, long duration event as we head through Saturday and Sunday. We are going to see periods of wintry mix, some snow, some rain. It just depends on the time and the place. And we zoom in a little bit closer, you can see that we are dry across the state right now. We are going to stay dry as we head through this evening. There may be some flurries up towards Oxford County, but you notice that the clouds have moved in. We are looking at just mostly cloudy skies now in the southern part of the state. This includes areas like Portland. We are, again, looking at least some high clouds. These clouds are going to continue to thicken as we head through the nighttime tonight. Now, the temperatures across the region, all over the place over the daytime today. We have highs right now, or at least during the daytime today, that topped out in the 50s in many areas in southern Maine. You head up towards the north and mountains, we were in the 30s, 35 degrees in Berlin, 30 degrees in Rumford. Head down towards Portsmouth, the temperature's 21 degrees warmer down towards Portsmouth at 51 degrees right now. And we are going to see a very large range in temperatures across the region, across New England, as we head through the next couple days. 57 degrees in Boston, 56 in Hartford, 53 down towards the New York City area. You head up towards the far north, we do have temperatures running in the mid to upper 20s in those areas. Cynthia, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Of course, again, we are hopefully going to have a good evening, and then we will see, again, the snow develop as we head through the nighttime tonight. So you see the trend here, cloudy skies through 1 o'clock in the morning, and then snow will develop as we head through the overnight, and this continues through the morning hours on Saturday. Very good chance that you wake up to some snow falling tomorrow morning, and especially in the southern and central parts of the state. And we are going to see at least the potential for a little bit of mixing down towards especially parts of York County as we head through during the daytime tomorrow. Now, your forecast lows for the nighttime tonight, they will drop back to the 20s for the most part, mid-20s in many areas. We are going to see some upper 20s down towards the coastline, even some lower 30s down towards York. But that's what I was kind of talking about, and you can just see it right there in the temperature. And actually, now that I really look at it, you can see it too. Areas, look at the contouring here with the color. You notice the darker blues up towards Sanford. Well, the temperatures increase very quickly as you head down towards the south. And again, that's where I do think in southern York County, we are going to see the best chance for a little bit of freezing rain and sleet for tomorrow. Now, here is a look at your planner for the daytime tomorrow. Snow during the morning hours. We have the weather warn in place, and then we are going to see things start to lighten up just a little bit. I think the steadiest snow falls, say 2-3 o'clock in the morning through call it 10 a.m. to noon for the daytime tomorrow. As we head through Saturday afternoon, it looks like cloudy skies, but occasional snow showers will fall. You're going to see some areas of sleet that will develop. There will be some freezing rain in spots as well. So it's not going to be a steady precipitation through the daytime on Saturday. The steady stuff is during the morning, and then we are going to see occasional wintry mix as we head through the afternoon on Saturday. And temperature is going to run in the low to mid 30s for pretty much everybody. Phyllis, hello to you. Good evening. Hope you are enjoying your Friday, of course, and no problem. Thank you for tuning in. Mike, hello to you. I hope you're having a great evening. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I hope you can try to enjoy this weekend as well. As of course, it's not going to be the best of weekends, but look at this temperature range. This is something really you typically only see this time of the year, but this is just incredible. This cold front that is developing, you can just see that the cold front really is going to develop. I mean, I'm trying to draw it, but it's not letting me. Oh, of course, now it does. Anyways, this is turning into a disaster. You get my point, though. I was trying to draw the cold front. It's really a stationary front, but it's pretty obvious to tell where it is. I mean, we're talking 44 degrees in Albany, New York, and you take the highway south to New York City, and the temperature is almost 80 degrees. That is just incredible. You don't see that very often, and that's what makes really spring forecasting sometimes very tough, because what if that cold front was, 100, 200, 300 miles north, and we were dealing with it here where the temperature range was, say, Jackman at 30 and Portland at 60 or 70 degrees. Like, those types of things, of course, happen this time of the year. Thankfully, it's going to stay to our south. The only unfortunate thing is we're on the cold side, and we are going to see, again, some snow and wintry mix out there for the daytime tomorrow. So there's the cold front. There's the area of low pressure. As we head through the morning hours on Sunday, we're going to get a closer look in just a minute. You can see the snow across the area, and then through the afternoon, we are going to see cloudy skies, but I do think we are also going to see this continue into the day on Sunday. Somebody was mentioning, Michela, I hope I said your name right. Sunday, yeah, Sunday doesn't look like the best of days either. I'll talk more about that in a second. Once we get a closer look, as we head into Sunday night, we are going to see that transition over to rain for many areas in the southern parts of the state, and then we will see that occasional rain shower or two as we head through the day on Sunday. So let's get a closer look. Here comes the snow, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We are looking at snow in much of southern Maine and western Maine. And then as we head through the morning hours, I mean, we're talking anywhere from Greenville and Bangor over through the down east south. We are going to be dealing with snow for the most part. But you do notice that we are also going to be running the risk for some freezing rain and sleet in parts of York County. And I was mentioning that before, that areas like York, areas like Portsmouth, really the far southern part of the state, and we're talking southern York County, that's especially where we are going to run the risk for some freezing rain and sleet for the daytime tomorrow. And it could add up a little bit as we head through the morning hours into the early afternoon. 9 o'clock, you can see that we are looking at snow for many areas, a little bit of a wintry mix south. And then for the afternoon, this computer model is not showing too much. It looks like if you head up towards the north, I mean, you might even see a peak or two of sunshine. But during the afternoon, even though this computer model is not showing it, I do think there is going to be occasional snow showers, areas of sleet, areas of a little bit of freezing rain, maybe some fog and drizzle in spots as well. And if you feel any drizzle tomorrow, if you see any fog or anything like that, just assume it's freezing fog. That's the best thing you can do, because it can't hurt to be on the safer side. Freezing fog and freezing drizzle is not fun. Of course, we all know that, but it doesn't take much freezing drizzle even to really start to pile things up and make things slick. Now, here's Sunday morning. I know a few people were asking about Sunday in particular, and you can see during the morning hours, we are going to be dealing with this freezing rain, freezing sleet, but I do think it's going to be scattered about. It's going to be occasional. It's not going to be a steady, heavy freezing rain or anything like that. I think it's on the lighter side during the morning hours and even into the afternoon as well. But I do think that we are certainly going to see some freezing rain as we head through the day on Sunday. And then by the time we get to the afternoon and evening, we are going to see that transition over to rain before eventually we will see just some scattered showers on Monday. So here's a look at the snowfall forecast. We are talking upwards of 2 to 5 inches of snow. This is for the daytime tomorrow from Portland, Freiburg, Rangeley, south through areas like Augusta and Rockland. We are going to be dealing with upwards of 2 to 5 inches of snow. As you head up towards the north, just a little too far away from the front to really see much in the way of accumulations. As you head over towards Bangor, we're probably going to be dealing with a coating to an inch. There's going to be some spots that, of course, see upwards of 2, but that's about it. And then you head down to the south. And, areas north of Portland are going to be dealing with snow, but areas south of Portland in York County, the reason that you guys are on the lower side of the totals is just because you're going to be dealing with sleet, and you're also going to be dealing with some freezing rain for the day on Saturday. Now, the icing potential, we are talking upwards of I would say a 1/10 of an inch for the daytime tomorrow. But there could be some spots that see a little bit more in the terms of freezing rain for the daytime tomorrow, a little bit more as you head off towards the west. And then we have icing potential for the day on Sunday as well, I think for specifically areas inland, but I may have to include the mid-coast and down east in this as well. But I think many areas are going to see some freezing rain for the day on Sunday. This does not mean that Portland's not going to see any freezing rain on Sunday. This does not mean, Portsmouth or Rockland Bay, Bar Harbor, these areas. There's potential for freezing rain, but it's really the places that are going to start to see it kind of add up a little bit will generally be for areas inland on Sunday. So that is something, of course, to watch. But your forecast tonight, low temperatures dropping into the upper 20s. And we are going to, again, see the clouds out there, snow out there during the morning, but then the clouds with occasional wintry mix for the daytime tomorrow. Let me get into some of these comments here. Allie, hey, Ryan, what are the conditions expected for Sanford this weekend? Again, we're going to see the snow tomorrow morning. And then it's just going to transition over to that wintry mix at times for the afternoon. But then Sunday's kind of the same deal. Like I was just mentioning, occasional wintry mix. I do think Sanford could transition over to some plain rain later in the day, but you never can tell exactly when it transitions to plain rain, of course. So just everything is freezing rain. Just pretend that, and you'll hopefully be on more of a guard out there for this upcoming weekend. Barbie, thank you for tuning in. Good evening to you as well. I think a lot of people are ready for spring, including myself. As much as I love the snow, I'm certainly ready for spring here. So, what was I going to say? Hello to you, Crystal. I hope you are having a great evening. And what else do we have here? So Monday morning, I think we're actually going to be okay for many areas. If you're in Lewiston, Augusta area south, especially, you're going to probably stay plain rain. I do think, however, Monday we could be dealing with a little bit of freezing rain as you head up towards the north and mountains, maybe a little bit of sleet mixed in there as well. But I do think for the most part, Monday is just going to be plain rain showers for many areas, especially along the coastline. The coastline is going to be dealing with just plain rain for the day on Monday. But again, a little bit of icing possible up towards the north and mountains. Carrie, hello to you. Hope you are having a good evening as well. Now, let's get a look at your 7-day forecast. We have that snow and sleet out there for the daytime tomorrow. Again, York County could be looking at some freezing rain in spots as well. We do have the weather warned for Sunday as well. Looks like the coastline will see that wintry mix during the morning, transitioning over to plain rain, at least as we head through the afternoon and evening hours on Sunday, and then just rain showers Monday for areas inland. Of course, the weather warning this weekend, snow and sleet for the daytime tomorrow. Again, a little freezing rain, York County. And then for the day on Sunday, I think many areas inland. And really, I'm especially talking Lewiston, Augusta north for areas inland that are just going to see, you may be getting a little bit of snow on Sunday, but overall snow accumulation Sunday are going to be pretty low. I think we may see a coating to maybe an inch in some spots on Sunday. Sunday in particular, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're certainly going to see more in terms of snow. But I do think we will see some sleet, and I do think we will see some freezing rain for the day on Sunday, especially for areas inland. And then Monday, the freezing rain is really for areas up towards the mountains. That's when I think we are going to see the potential for some freezing rain. But most areas will just see some plain rain for the day on Monday. And again, you see that temperature and you think freezing rain, 54 degrees. Ryan, what are you talking about? Well, that's technically the Lewiston. Yes, it's the Lewiston temperature. That's what I mean. That's why I think most of the day is going to be rain. But you've been seeing it over the last, say, couple days, if we've been posting them, the temperature gradient across the Northeast is insane. So you can have a situation, which we do on Monday, where areas like Jackman, even Rangeley could be in the low 30s, and then Lewiston's 55 degrees and Portland's in the low to mid 60s. And that's kind of going to be the deal on Monday, where we're going to have probably a temperature gradient of 30, even 40 degrees in some spots. So up towards the mountains, temperatures are looking like they could stay in the low 30s in spots, but then you head down towards southern Maine and we could be talking 50s and 60s. So certainly a crazy temperature range on Monday, but the sunshine returns Tuesday. Wednesday, we're looking good as well. And it looks like another wintry mixed rain event possible as we head into Thursday. But I say we get through this weekend first. Let's talk about this weekend. Let's focus on this weekend. But again, it's not going to be, it's not a massive ice storm. It's definitely not a massive snowstorm. I think we'll see a couple inches of snow from many areas tomorrow, less southern York County, less up towards areas like Bangor. In the middle, we'll see, again, a couple inches of snow. That's expected, with, I would say, 90 to 95% of the snow falling before the noontime hour tomorrow. And then during the afternoon, we will see occasional snow with some sleet and freezing rain mixed in here. Allie, good question. Yeah, no, not really. No, the wind doesn't look like a big deal. So that's some good news. That's why I really haven't mentioned it too much. But it doesn't take much freezing rain and ice to cause some outages. I do think there will be some outages here and there. But thankfully, the wind just really doesn't seem like too big of a deal for this really weekend in total. So we are, again, looking good over the next couple hours, but the snow returns overnight tonight, steadiest during the morning hours tomorrow. So hope you guys can tune in tonight as well. Of course, I'm going to continue to have the updates. I'll be on, I think we're actually coming on late on the 10 and 11. So it's not on at 10 and 11. And I think that's due to college basketball, which isn't a surprise this time of year. So I think we're coming on late for the 10 and 11, but hey, it's your Friday night. Maybe you'll be able to stick around and stay up and tune into the forecast if I have any updates for the 10 and 11 o'clock shows. Hope you guys have a great evening. And again, enjoy your weekend. At least try your best and maybe just stay inside if you can. All right. Have a good night.